Hey everyone, McDizzle Gaming coming at you, and I hope you're doing well. Do not pre-order Skull and Bones. Well, unless you really want to, that's your call, I can't control you. It's a full price game cash grab that should be like 20 bucks. I wanted to make a video to call out what's going to be the biggest gaming disaster in the first part of next year, which is the upcoming release of Skull and Bones finally after 10 years of development. There is going to be a lot of disappointment and anger in February. At least I think so. I'd love to know what you think. Let me know in the comments. I've played 2 separate betas of Skull and Bones over the last few months, and I gotta tell you, the game is terrible. I wish I could tell you different, but there's no chance that a non-stunted person would be okay paying full price for this. I'm just playing, you do you. This is a bargain bin title that Ubisoft is just trying to recoup something from it. In fact, with about 2 months until release and the game being so terrible, I wouldn't be surprised if it was delayed again. That said, they may just say the heck with it and release it as is. They probably just want to do a cash grab and wipe their hands of the major development for this. Where to even start? This game's been in development so long, there's no cohesive vision or real story that's engaging. It's like if you asked ChatGPT to make a pirate game that's not very good. Now, it's not as bad as the day before, but make no mistake, it's trash. And this coming from someone who's loved pirate and naval games his whole life, going from Sid Meier's Pirates to Uncharted Waters to Black Flag. Let's talk about the good. It's not that much. The ocean graphics look quite nice though. When you're out in the water, the sunrise and sunsets look fantastic. The naval battles can be fun, and it is fun with friends. Now, we should expect the naval combat to be pretty good in a pirate game. That doesn't redeem all the other poor qualities that the game has though. Like, for example, there's no real boarding of another ship and having a battle with the opposing captain, or your crew having a fight on that other ship to try to take it over. Let's talk about the bad. First, the story. It's pretty non-existent, although it is there. You have a silent protagonist with a little bit of character customization. You're thrust into the world and rescued by a few people with a crappy ship. You go into settlements that might look alive, but you can't really interact with much or anything. The developer comes off as lazy, using the same NPCs in certain areas, so you just see 2 of the same people pretty close to each other. It's tough to take that very realistic. The missions themselves are boring and repetitive. You just follow a marker on your map and go to it. Collect something and go back to whoever needs it. No combat, no jumping, just walking. With an oversaturated UI, it is a little hard in the eyes, although you can remove elements of it. My experience with the sound design has been awful as well, with the ambient noises sounded wacky and really out of place. Although there was some cool sea shanties. The voice acting is pretty lifeless and dead overall as well. I hate to rip on this game because I really like to enjoy it, but it's really bad. And I'm saying it's bad in context to the price. I mean, this is a full price game. If it costs like $19.99 or $29.99 or something, it might be worth it. If you're still hyped for this game after playing it, you're either one of 3 things. You're delusional, you're blind, or we just have different taste in games. And that's all good. Some people like ketchup in their cereal. You could make the argument that the naval battles are really good, and maybe that's the saving grace of the game. And I would say there's a lot more to a good pirate game than just good naval battles. The trashy minigames, the boring settlements, the boring NPCs, the boring story overshadow what might be a good base of naval combat. At least for me, maybe you're hyped, maybe you're playing it and having a blast, let me know. This game has exceeded its budget multiple times over, and they're really just trying to recoup and make as much money from it as they can. It feels so cobbled together, like if you asked AI to make a pirate game. The game has been redesigned so many times with so many changes in direction and scope. Originally it was set in the Caribbean, and then finally in the Indian Ocean. The gameplay was redesigned multiple times. It was originally had a lot of naval exploration and ship-to-ship combat like we see now, and then that was scrapped in favor of land-based survival elements like Rust. And then they went back to the naval combat, totally changed the land aspect of it. When you're walking around the land, it does not feel like an adventure, it feels like a chore. We'll see what happens when it releases. I don't think it's gonna go well, but who knows? Let me know your thoughts. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.